It's a bold statement from Adidas. It's a bold statement from the UltraBOOST line, a triple red sneaker. And they actually wrote in the promotional materials that this is a flashback to the Red Octobers. That's a huge statement, and it's a misplaced statement because Red Octobers and UltraBOOST 20s are never going to be in the same sentence ever again. One's an absolute iconic sneaker and the other one's, well, you know, it's just a running shoe. But that's what they're calling this guy. They're calling it the triple red. It's got a lot of features going on there. The update from the UltraBOOST 19 to the UltraBOOST 20 has got people talking. So there is a lot going on in the sneaker, and there are a lot of good things to talk about, as well as a couple of questionable things to talk about, and maybe a little bit of advice from Tokyo Bata 23 to the Adidas line about what they should have done on this sneaker. So all of that is coming in today's review of the Adidas UltraBOOST 20 Triple Red. This is a Tokyo Bata 23 sneaker channel. Tokyo Bata 23 sneaker channel. Des, Mainichi Upsune no De, Mainichi Mite Kudasai. And every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And today is no different as we bring you the Adidas UltraBOOST 20 Triple Red review. Now, I already talked about the Adidas UltraBOOST 20s. And I did this sort of whole, well, that's an interesting noise. I did this whole kind of, I always leave little bits in the videos like that. I never cut them out. I know I probably should, but nobody ever mentions it, so I never do. But anyway, so I did this whole video about, you know, the change from the 19s to the 20s and whether I saw it as an update and an improvement on the line. Now, let's be very clear. UltraBOOST 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 and 4.0 are iconic silhouettes. They're all extremely similar. But then when they dropped the 19s, it was a big departure and they were not well received, especially because of the cage. In fact, I believe if they took the cage off and made an uncaged version, they would be iconic. But because of the cage on the side of UltraBOOST 19s, it didn't go so well. And then here we are with the 20s, and they have updated that cage, and I think they've brought the sneaker up again. But if the UltraBOOST 1.0 through 4.0 is up here, and the 19 was down here, 20s are probably somewhere in between the two. And there are a few reasons for that that will come out in this video, but are also in that link that I just pointed to before there. So that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to have a look in detail at these UltraBOOST Triple Reds. But before that, this is our YouTube channel, and there's a little red and white button down below that I'd like you to press, so please do subscribe to the channel. And don't forget the like button. Forgetting the like button is a constant problem for me, so please make sure you don't forget to click like down below. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I do see at the start of every single one of my videos, Toroku yoroshiku onegaishimasu. あとはいいねをクリックすると助かるので、ぜひいいねをクリックして登録よろしくお願いします。Okay, let's have a look at these guys now. There's a lot going on. It's an UltraBOOST 20. So what that means is that the front 2/3, 3/4 of the sneaker is prime knit. But if you actually look in, and you might not know this, but if you zoom in towards the heel section, it isn't prime knit, which I think is less than good. Because prime knit hugs your foot like no other material. So having a non-prime knit heel section means you don't get that hug and that tightness that you usually get from prime knit. The prime knit on the front half of the sneaker, which has been updated compared to the UltraBOOST 2019s, has a little bit more patterning in there, a little bit more detailing in there, and because of that, the red doesn't look like a completely consistent red. It looks like it's kind of different sort of shades of red, which I think is a good thing. The risk when you do a triple red or triple anything sneaker is that it can look too uniform and look too clunky. So they've done a good job of making sure that there are different shades of red in the sneaker, so it doesn't look like just a whole big like blob of red. And one of the places they've done that is on that cage that I talked about before, which has been updated since the 2019 version. But something funky is going on there. You can see they've deliberately lightened the red on the 3-stripe branding. Yay! And it also matches the colouring on the tongue. So if we take a little trip up to the tongue and have a look at the branding on the tongue there, you can see it's slightly lighter so that against the red upper it's easier to see. But then if we go back down again to the cage and then zoom right in on it, you can see the stitching itself looks awfully messy. Now they're very careful to choose the cleanest, nicest, most beautiful, tidiest, best shoe that they can for promotional materials. So this must be deliberate. There's no way they would have, this would have gotten past quality control for promotional materials. So it must be deliberate that they're going for this slightly sort of roughed up look on that three-stripe branding there, and that kind of fabric-y look rather than plastic or a rubbery look on there. The colours do stand in opposition, or not opposition, they blend with the upper, but because they're slightly lighter, they give you a little bit of contrast on there. Where they don't give you any contrast is on the heel counter. If you slide to the back of these UltraBOOST 19s and 20s, both have the same heel counter on the back, and it is one place where they get to play around with the colour. That piping effect in there is often in a different colour, which I'll be coming back to later. But in the case of these guys, it's all just a triple red colourway without any deviation, any contrast in the colour. And it does say UltraBOOST right on the back there, sort of, what's the word now, melded into the heel counter or the heel cup on the back of these guys. And then it's a hop, skip and a jump right down to that massive chunk of boost. And boost, as you know, is a wonderful material to walk on, extremely comfortable. It's like walking on silk marshmallows, an amazing feeling to walk on boost. And this chunk of boost down here is just the same as any other boost sneaker to give you that great comfortable ride, and it's in all red. Now it's become a bit of a, I don't want to say standard because it doesn't come as standard, but it's not quite the big deal that it used to be. It used to be a big deal that Boost was coloured and when they coloured the Boost, but these days it's happening more often, and it's happening in more and more interesting ways where you've got patterning and things like that. If you think about the UltraBOOST Star Wars X-Wing, there's a link to that video. Where they had X-Wing detailing along the side of the Boost. So they are much more, the technology to design the Boost has advanced, and that's why we can get these solid color red Boosts on here. But that takes me to my question. And my question comes on the last part of the shoe, which is the outsole. And the outsole is a solid black Continental outsole, which isn't spectacular or anything. It's not unusual. The only thing is that they're calling this a triple red. And for me, triple red should be red upper, red boost, red outsole. So I don't know if these are triple reds. And not only that, I think it should have been red because the rest of the sneaker is red. If they were going for a bread effect, black red bread effect, and you had, and I said I would come back to this later, the heel counter on there, if it had black piping on the red heel counter on the red upper, and maybe black three-stripe branding, maybe some black branding on the tongue, and then the black outsole, and you had this bread effect, I think it would have worked. But given that the rest of the sneaker, the entire rest of the sneaker is completely red, I think it might have been a better idea to go with a red outsole as well and just go for the whole thing. Right now it's just a little bit between the two, having that black on there. I still think it looks good. I think it's a nice looking sneaker, but I just think it's got its feet, sneakers, it's got its feet in two camps. You've got the bread camp and the triple red camp, and it's sort of in both. And I think they would have done well to choose which one instead of having this sort of half and half thing going on. But like I say, that being said, it's a great looking sneaker. It really, really looks good. The whole red coloring is, I think a lot of people are going to be like, wow, that's a really fine looking sneaker. And as the 19s and these 20s look better than the 19s did, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys do pretty well in the sales department. So all in all, it's a great looking sneaker. A lot of interesting things going on in there. At first glance, it's a lot more complicated than it was at first glance, especially with that cage and the stitching on the side. It'll be interesting to see what they look like in hand. But that's my review of the upcoming release on February the 1st of the Adidas UltraBOOST 20. Triple red. Now, a quick chat to the Butter Movement guys. I do drop Butter Movement information and updates and things like that in my videos, and every day except Monday, there's usually a hint about what Shoe Butter is going to bring us to coming Sunday. Those hints will start again tomorrow because we don't do it on a Monday. We do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday, Shoe Butter drops in with one of the rarest sneakers in the world. But I can link down to the playlist of the rarest sneakers in the world right there. So I hope I haven't already done that, and I just pointed at fresh air. But anyway, for now though, it's time for me to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content. We're trucking on into 2020, which is the year of the Olympics here. One of the major hopes for my channel is that the Olympics will be a wave that I can ride this channel on into. So we'll keep on churning out the content. You'll keep on supporting me, keep on giving me that watch time and those likes and those subscribes. And because I do this every single day, what that means is that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.